Good afternoon guys and welcome back. So today we're going to be installing a King's dirty gear bag on the back of Betty White. And you're probably thinking, what the hell is a dirty gear bag? Now it might change by name depending on where you live in the world, but in Australia we call these bags dirty gear bags. I think a lot of people call them like camel sacks or backpacks for your car, or whatever you might call them. If they're different in your part of the world, please leave a comment down below. And just before we get started, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe button so you can help out the channel in a mass way, allow us to grow and create better content for you guys. Now, you're probably thinking, if you haven't heard of one before, you're probably thinking, what is a dirty gear bag? So, having well, we call them utes here in Australia, like utility vehicles. You guys in America call them just trucks. We call them utes. So, people with a ute, you've got a big open space at the back to chuck all your rubbish in when you're out camping or going to the beach and that sort of thing, just so the inside of your car doesn't get dirty. But we have a Jeep, we've got carpet in the back, we do have a cargo liner that we made. If you guys want to check that video out, I'll leave a little link just up here. But it's sort of protecting the back. The last thing you want is coming home from a trip and you got big bags of rubbish, you got food scraps, you got kids nappies, you got dog dirty bags and stuff like that. So the last thing you want is that sort of thing stinking out the back of your vehicle, especially if you're in a few places here on the Sunshine Coast. They've got rubbish bins or skips near the campsites. It's still a bit of a drive. They're not everywhere. They're at certain points down the beach that you can dump all your rubbish, but you still have to get it to that point. So instead of having that stinky stuff inside your car, you can attach this bag. So it's called a dirty gear bag, to keep all your dirty stuff in, just so it doesn't mess up the inside of your Jeep or your four-wheel drive. Like the Universal, they can fit on any vehicle, they're just not specific to Jeep tyre size or that sort of thing. But also good for dirty recovery gear, dirty boot, wet, dirty towels, covered in sand, whatever it might be. But it's great. It's a pretty big bag. I think it's 45 litres, so it's got a different ton of room in there to fit a lot of different stuff in there. Heavy duty. It's made from PVC coated polyester, so it's nice and thick. It's not going to wear, it's not going to tear. It's also got like a nice little, I don't want to call it a drain hole, but like a smell hole down the bottom, just so the bag doesn't get all stinky when you're trying to remove everything. So they're really easy to install. Now you can store these on any four-wheel drive that's got a spare wheel at the back. So with a ute or something, you probably could store them, but you've got, depending on how your camping setup or how your tray setup is, they've got these two straps. We'll be installing it on the back of the Jeep shortly, and it kind of just loops over the back of your tyre. These come down, two straps on the back, fasten those up, pull them tight. One goes around your spare wheel, I think, like that, and that goes like around your tyre carrier. So really easy, really handy to use. And you're probably thinking, where can I buy one of these from? Now this one is, the app is 100% the cheapest one I could possibly find online. eBay couldn't have one cheaper, and Amazon didn't have one cheaper. Now this is from the 4-wheel drive super centre here on the Sunshine Coast. Now the majority of the ones I saw on eBay and Amazon about $52, $60. Super Cheap Auto has them, Repco has them. They're still around that $50, $60, $70 mark. This one here, $19.95 plus shipping. I did pay for shipping, so $19.95 plus $10 shipping and handling, which is fine. Really easy, and it came, I ordered on a Sunday night and it came Tuesday morning. I ordered it to work, 2 days delivery, sweet as. So let's jump in the back of the Jeep. Really easy to install, takes probably like 5-10 minutes. Really simple, and we can chuck some stuff in it to show you how big it is and what different uses we can make out of it. So let's jump in the back of the Jeep and install this thing. Alright, so we're at the back of the Jeep now. We've got our bag. Now all it is a strap that goes over the spare wheel. You can see that it's got a little loop on it for like the rear brake light. All you do is loop that open, put those at the bottom of the wheel, and we can clip in the bottom ones, pull it tight, and then we've got another strap in the centre there that will come round on the inside. So let's do that now. Really simple. It's going to take about 5 to 10 minutes. Alright, so we've got the two clips at the bottom there. When you first get the bag in the mail, these actually don't come attached. You've got to just work out which way they go when you install them. Pretty easy to do. So clip the first one on. Alright, all it is at the bottom is these two clips. Now, most Jeeps have like the little bungs to push the tyre against. If your car has that as well, just make sure they go on the inside of those, just so if it does slip out, it's not going to fall all the way through. So, all you have to do is thread that top to bottom around, clip it in, and then you can pull that tight. Tight against the bottom of the tyre. I don't know if you guys can see that there, might just adjust that up for you. Tight against the bottom of the tyre. Same on the other one. Now I like the bag to sit up a little bit high, just so the weight's not all the way down here in case I go like on a steep departure angle and I end up pinning it. I mean, the stuff in it's not, doesn't matter if it gets damages like towels, toilet bags and stuff. It's mostly just rubbish, but the higher you keep it, the better centre of gravity it will be, and the better it will look as well. So those are all nice and tight. Then you're probably wondering what you do with these extras. It's got another loop up here. You can just loop it back through there if you want. Tighten that down, and another one on the opposite side. Tighten it down as well. No, just leave those hanging. That's fine. And just flip around. And the one a little bit. Now you got like another strap on the inside. So we'll just pull that back a little bit, and you won't be able to see it, but I'll just loop it through the inside of the tyre, then back onto itself. And there's also another clip. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it or not. There's another clip. Just, where's it gone? Just there. So all you got to do is clip that one on as well and pull it tight. You can actually do it through the centre of the wheel if you need to. I'll try and set that up there. If you guys can see that or not, it might be a bit hard. So if you need to, and it's too tight, just loosen off a bit so you've got a little bit of room to play with. Just do that middle strap up. Now at any point, if you guys got anything to add, if you've got one of these and you have had them for a long time, now this is just new to me. It'll be interesting to see how cheap it was, to see how hard wearing it will be over time and over multiple trips. So I'm just loosening that off a little bit. Reach behind the wheel. And you can feel the other plug there. Snap into place and just pull it tight. Now that's just going to offer a bit more protection in case these bottom ones come loose and you don't want it coming off on the trail. So centre it up a bit more if you want. Pull it tight. Pull it tight. Loop it through these ones. Pull it tight. Pull it tight. And we're done. Super easy. Now I don't know if you guys can see that. I've just looped it around that top one there and just pulled it tight. So that's actually nice and tight around the spare wheel, just so it's not going to come loose on the trails. And it's got a nice little zip at the top and heaped of storage in the back. You can even store jerry cans if you want. and your tool bags in there. Heaps of room. So if you watched my last video, you'd know that I was doing like a bug out sort of thing. I wasn't sure how I'd store all my jerry cans on the back of the Jeep, but that's actually a good little bag to chuck a couple in. So that's one in there, and then you got heaps of room on top for all your recovery gear, dirty things as well. So that's really a nice jerry can in there, and that saves it being inside the car, stinking up the car as well, especially if you've got kids. The last thing you want is to have petrol fumes inside the car when you've got kids. Even if you like are doing gardening, lawn stuff, chuck that dirty stuff in the back. Saves the interior of your Jeep in a massive way. I know a lot of people don't care. They're like, oh, it's a Jeep, it's made to get damaged, whatever. I like to protect the inside of my car. I like to keep looking good, get the most wear out of it, and keep it looking good over time. I reckon I want to have this Jeep for a long time to come, so I just want to protect it over time. But that's a handy dandy little bag to have, because the last thing you want is, well, rubbish inside your car really, and so handy when you've got a baby. I mean, how many times have you been out at the shops, out at the park, out at the cinemas or whatever, and your baby's done a big accident in the car, and there's been no rubbish bins around. The last thing you want is a shitty nappy. I know if you guys are parents, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The last thing you want is a shitty nappy sitting in that car on a hot summer's day, stinking that to hell. So all you've got to do, open that bag up, smash that dirty nappy in there, all the wipes and that sort of thing, and anything else. And you know how sticky and yucky babies get. Even their clothes, anything like that, you can just chuck in the back. But it's good for firewood. You can keep like a little camping barbecue in there, and there's heaps of room. You can either do fuel, firewood, camping barbecue, dirty nappies, toilet bags, whatever. And then even if you're out camping for a long period of time, instead of putting all your dirty washing, dirty boxes and stuff like that into your bag just to go home, you probably put all your dirty stuff in there. So when you get home, you've got a bag of clean stuff, and then you've got that dirty bag, well, full of all your dirty stuff, I guess. But really impressed with the quality of how it feels at the moment. It'll be interesting to see how long it lasts over time, especially with multiple trips. Weathering, because we live on the coast, things weather quite fast. I mean, it is Australian made, so it's built with Australian products. It's built for the Australian conditions, so it should last a long time. It might fade, which is fine. A lot of those dirty gear bags do fade because they're out in the sun all the time, but that's fine, that sort of stuff happens. But for $19.95, if it lasts a year, oh, buy another one. That's only 40 bucks for over 2 years. Still a lot cheaper than buying those more expensive ones out there. But I'll keep you guys updated if you guys want to see more reviews like this. I'll keep you guys updated on how that handles. We've got a few trips hopefully coming up in May. Depending on how this virus turns out, that sort of thing, it might put a bit of dampener on a few adventures we had coming up, which kind of sucks, but it's the way of the world. But then we can just do more projects inside the garage. But if you guys got any ideas for any videos you'd like to see, if you guys want to see more adventure videos, those didn't rank as well and didn't get as many views as these other videos do, but it is what it is. But as always guys, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, don't forget to smash that like button and that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.